Well, hello everyone and welcome to the Econobox Garage. We're going to continue this week with our Bugeye build. So in the previous video, I started to work on the seat bases, and if you missed that one, I'll put a link up in the corner for you so you can go back and catch up on that one. In this episode, I'll continue to work on the seat bases and we'll see how far we can get. Thanks for joining me. I hope you enjoy this week's video. Well, to get things started this week, I'm going to weld in the patches that I made. Here's the first one in place, and I've clamped in some copper backing to help eliminate or at least greatly reduce the chance of burn through or blow through on when I weld these up here. So I've got copper underneath here, I have copper underneath here where I'm going to plug weld, and then once I've got that done, I'll recreate this flange. I already have the little piece cut for that. I'll get that all in place, and then this is the other piece, and that just kind of continues this side piece and that. But first of all, we'll get the welder out and get this piece welded in. Well, I'm quite happy with how this first little patch has gone in. I remembered to match the hole on the other side. Again, it's not absolutely necessary, I don't think, but I may as well have it look somewhat similar. Top side, and then from underneath. So these are butt welded along this seam here, and a couple of plug welds here. And overall, I'm quite happy with how that one's turned out. So there's the new side compared to the opposite side. And then next up is to put this little piece on. And that one goes right there. So here I've just got some weld through primer on, and you can see here's the original piece that I cut out and is now welded in here. And there's the old piece, and that will be replaced with that one. And that one will go on right about there. And again, I've got some weld through primer on the back side of that. So next step is to clamp this up and get it all welded together. I just have my jig set up so I can weld this back piece onto the seat pan. I have a block of wood underneath the joint here with a flat piece of copper for backing on the joint, and I've got this piece on here to help me make sure that this new piece lines up with the original piece, and I'll just put some pressure on that to make sure it's straight. I have checked my measurement. It's actually covered up by this piece here at the moment. So I'm going to just take this all apart now. Get some weld through primer on a couple of the spots, like in this corner here and in this corner over here. So there we have the back part of the seat pan, tacked in place. I have some of the plug welds down here and here and around on each side. I'm really happy with how this is looking so far. Flip it over. So it's just tacked along this edge here for now. I just thought I'd show you something where I made a bit of a mistake here. These welds here, I had the copper directly underneath when I was welding, and here I did too, but I had missed it here, and you can see where it's actually blown through a couple of places. So I caught that fairly quickly. So that just shows you how helpful having the copper in here for a backing is when you're welding thin material. Other than that, I'm really happy with it. I'll do some shrinking on this edge here. Left a little bit more welding along here with that. I'm quite happy with that. Still some grinding back to do there. And on the back side of here, I've got a piece of 1/2-inch copper pipe clamped in so I can weld this rib up. Once that one's done, I'll just flip it over to the other rib and get that one done, and I'll clean up all those welds, and then that end is pretty much done as far as welding is concerned. Now that the back end of the seat pan is done, I can start work on the front edge. So I'm just going to use the bottom of the tape here as my guide to cut the old material out. You can see here it's got, you can see there's holes through there. So I'm going to replace this whole piece here down to that, and what I'll do with this is when I cut the replacement piece, cut it longer, put a flange on it, and then just plug weld it across the front. I'm also going to have to replace this chunk here, so there'll be some spot welds to break out, and then once I've got this cut out, and then I can look at that. The face of this is in good shape, and then this lip here is in good shape, but you can see here this is pretty, you can see there's some rust through on this one. And while I'm at it, I might as well just do both pieces. I'll just cut those out, keep them as whole as possible to make it so I can make a template and replicate those. Well, I've drilled out, or I've cut out spot welds on this corner piece, and that's what's come out. So I'm going to flatten that out and then replicate that from the sheet steel. Before I get to that one though, I will get the other corner cut out. Okay, here's the corner piece that I took out, and there's actually another about 5/8 of an inch that goes on here, which I've replicated on this paper template or cardboard template. So this piece is from this corner over here, and it's just a mirror image to go for here. So I'll just cut 2 pieces of this. One I'll bend up, and the other will bend down. So that's the template for that. My initial plan was just to come straight down from the edge of this the lip here, and then down to the bottom of the tape. But as I was taking this corner piece out, there's a chunk in here that's really soft. So I'm just going to continue this around here, and that's my template for that piece. So I'm going to flange the bottom of this and plug weld it to the front of the seat base, and in this piece here I'll just bend around and we'll butt weld that into there. Well, that's all we have time for this week in the Econobox garage. Thanks for joining me. Very happy with the progress so far, and looking forward to getting at least the first seat pan finished in our next episode. If you've enjoyed this video, please be sure to share it with your friends. Hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, and don't forget the little bell icon so you'll get notified when the next videos come out. If you've already subscribed, Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. Please be sure to leave any questions or suggestions in the comments section below. I do enjoy reading them and I do appreciate it. My name is Ian. This is the Econobox Garage. We'll see you next time.